yesterday, so we've got a load of fancy new bits and balls and information. So many so I've made notes and I'm now dropping them. You can tell on my own I'm going to be slightly hyperactive and probably overrun and probably talk absolute shite for the next half an hour to 40 minutes. So everyone, you know, be excited and hyper like me. So, first off, we have. I'm going to go through the open day pictures first, as one. I want to put a poll up on the Ornithopter or the AdMech flyer because I really like it, but I have heard a couple of people complaining about it already, and I can understand people sort of viewing that maybe its aesthetic isn't perfect for the AdMech, but then I heard the same about the little hover transports. And the thing is, at the end of the day, it's all got a nice steampunk theme to it, and you could kit bash this stuff. I mean, the Magos are basically, I know they're not making their own designs as such, but if you read books like Mechanicum, some of the Magos are using all manner of wonderful technology to achieve their ends. I mean, in the mass production of the front lines, you've got things like rhinos, you've got predator tanks, all using the same stuff with very little variation because it's produced on mass as far as anything 40k can be considered to be being produced on mass. Whereas, obviously, as an AdMech player, I mean, I have seen, sorry, not as me as an AdMech player, but if you are playing AdMech, I have seen some phenomenal conversions and bits and pieces, especially in the dark AdMech community. George, in particular, a shout out to him, and Bobby, who's recently got into it. They both do fantastic dark Mechanicum conversions. So if you don't like this particular model, get the dimensions and play around with it. See what you can make that would fill the same gap. Me, on the other hand, I love it. It's an Ornithopter, you know, little powered wings, really sort of properly steampunk, and it's even got, and I wish I knew how to do this slide better so I could zoom in, but it's even got little chicken legs. You know, it's little chicken legs. What more do you want from an AdMech flyer? Okay, yeah, obviously people want more, that's why they've been complaining, but I love it, and I hope everyone else who comes on tonight will love it, and so much so, I'm going to run a poll. I can't vote in it, which is upsetting, but if you like the AdMech flyer, stick a exclamation mark vote and yes in the chat. If you don't like the AdMech flyer, stick an exclamation mark vote and no in the chat. If anyone is talking in the chat, do appear to be having some minor issues with the chat at the moment. It's just saying connecting to chat, so if you have said anything and I haven't answered, I do apologise. I'm sure it will sort itself out in a minute. So yeah, AdMech flyer, I think it's fantastic. Let's have a quick look at the other pictures. It's obviously got a lot of these, I can't remember exactly what the AdMech stubber is called, but Games Workshop leaning very heavily into the stubbers. You know, suddenly Space Marines are using stubbers and all these AdMech stubbers all over the place, but you know, what happened to heavy bolters on everything? You know, let's have heavy bolters here, there and everywhere. But yeah, it looks like it's got at least a bomber variant. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough how many different styles of model there are. I would be surprised if it's not a bomber, a transport, and a gunship variant. Yeah, so that's the AdMech flyer once again. If you're just joining us in chat, you can vote on whether you like the AdMech flyer or not with a vote. No, sorry, which way around is it? I'll type it in the chat. It is exclamation mark vote yes. See if that's worked. Yeah, chat is being a bit slow here. Let's refresh it, see if that does anything. Right. So if anyone had typed in chat, I've just refreshed the chat, so I've lost anything that would have been typed in there. Okay, so that's how you would vote yes, and that's how you would vote no. So anyone on YouTube, unfortunately, you won't be able to vote in that. Okay, moving on from the AdMech flyer, we have a fantastic. This is Saint Catherine. Another lovely piece for the Sisters Battle, and this is something I really like Games Workshop leaning into is the big sort of diorama style centerpieces. So the model itself actually is all of the diorama rather than just little aspects of it. They'd already done it with the Bone Reapers, the new Captain. Ah, there we go. We have some votes. So we have 2 votes for no in the poll already. Although the poll doesn't seem to be doing anything. So let me just double check that it is actually live. No, it is working. Why on earth do you not like the AdMech flyer, guys? It's lovely. Hey, there we go. Alright. So, yeah, this is a proper centerpiece model. Again, unfortunately the pictures weren't particularly how I would like them, but I was sort of nosing around at this, and it does look like it's the it's the tomb of Saint Catherine being carried down the middle, with the censer bearers either side, and it looks like a dish of maybe rose petals being scattered around. Yes, in regards to the AdMech flyer, yes, it doesn't fit the bulky robot vibe, but having, you know, like Skitari and the Electro Priests, who are all very spindly and break relatively often, you know, I think it fits that. You much prefer the Forge World AdMech flyer. Is that the one that they brought out for 30k? Jet. Alright. We'll move on to probably the best bit for everyone. So the open day, they've announced January, February and March's Psychic Awakening books, and I have a couple of little theories on these. So Ritual of the Damned, in the little trailer we had the Thousand Sun symbol, the Grey Knight symbol and the Dark Angel symbol. So we know that they're going to be in on this, but they're obviously teasing us with Renegade Guard. So I reckon that this will be the book that we either see Renegades and Heretics get a proper Games Workshop book, rather than just the Forge World rules. Because they've already started on the models, we've seen those already in the Black Fortress box sets. They've already teased the Renegade Commissar, who I'll have to add to my force, definitely. So yeah, I think the Psychic Awakening Ritual of the Damned, that to me is that's got to be when they're going to release this. I mean, they've been releasing a new army almost every month anyway, so go on then. January we'll start with some Chaosic Guard. Apart from that, we've got the Greater Good in February. Well, obviously Tau. I'm not entirely sure who they're going to pair up with Tau. But maybe some Necrons. You know, killing everything's also the Greater Good, isn't it? I mean, it's the same thing. They're not really following Tau political propaganda. You know, they want to kill everyone, don't they? Enslave us all, something like that. I'm not entirely sure. You know, I'm sure they think it's a good idea, but we'll... Yes, surprise, Tomb World. Yeah, there you go. It will be a Greater Good storyline, and then surprise, Tomb World. So after that, in March, we've got the one that I think most of the people I know are probably going to be more excited for. We've got Saga of the Beast. Now, part of that beast leans towards the orcs, and Saga leans towards Space Wolves. If it's not Space Wolves and orcs, I will be really surprised. I feel so, like, as it's all about like the psychic side of things of 40k, they are two forces that have a slightly different take on psychic powers. You know, you've got the orc weird boys, and you've got the rune priests for the Space Wolves. So slightly, slightly more interesting ideas about what's actually fueling them. I mean, at the end of the day, it is still always going to be the warp, but you know, they don't have to know that. Okay, so the next bit is the announcement that Games Workshop have formed a Warhammer media team. So this is, apart from showing off some really fancy artwork, which I will flick through as I talk about it, this is basically, from the way they describe it, that they're having a new team who will be able to do these kind of high-end cinematic trailers, whether it just be, like they said, a what-if scenario. You know, what if we did a couple of cinematic Space Marines being completely surrounded by Tyranids and being overrun by them. And there's some of the guys who've worked on the independent projects who they're working with for Angel of Death, which is going to be their first full piece of production from the Warhammer media team, have done some really fantastic bits of media. Anyway, I really suggest... basically, I really wanted to talk about this loads. We've got so much to go through, so all the links for all of these articles will be in the description on the YouTube video. So yeah, have a quick skim through there. There are some really fantastic videos actually that went up with the Warhammer World Open Day. So do have a quick look through those on the article. They are really nice. I mean, look, little servo skulls. Oh dear. It's going to be interesting seeing what we get out of here. Although my preference would have been that they lean more towards the non-Space Marine aspects. I like normal civilians and people trying to survive in this insane galaxy, rather than, you know, Space Marines stomping around and kicking everyone's ass. I mean, that's who we play when we play the game, but when it comes to actually caring about someone in a narrative, I do prefer the normal people to the superhumans. But that's probably just me. Alright, went live on pre-order yesterday, the Titanicus bundle. Now, loads of bundles went live for pre-order. We've already covered everything that went live on pre-order quite heavily, but I really want to mention this now that I've seen the price. It is £80 for £120 worth of models, as far as I can tell, because it looks like they've got the double sprue for the upgrade kit for the normal Imperial Knights. But you're basically getting the Lancers for free in this kit. You know, and if you say, I mean, we're not affiliated with anyone, but say Darksphere, who I would go to quite regularly, I could get this kit for £60, basically 50 price on those models. I can't do it because I already own them all, and I don't need any more knights. Next on from that. Again, trying to be relatively quick tonight because I've not got Ben here to keep me under control. It's already quarter past, I've just seen. So, yes I do. Yes I do need more knights, isn't it? See, that's what you're saying. No, I do not need more knights. I have 18 of the little ones. That's enough. So yeah, as we covered all of the other Space Marines as they got their special rules, I'm going to go very quickly through some of the Blood Angels bits. Very, very simple bit. When the Assault Doctrine is active, when you make a charge move or perform a heroic intervention, so not if you are charged, you add 1 to the attack's characteristic of this model until the end of turn. They also receive the benefits of Shock Assault. So, normal tactical Marines, you're getting 3 attacks on charge. I don't know the full Blood Angels Codex, but the ones that have stuff like Black Rage, who are also getting additional attacks on charge, I mean, they are looking at some serious numbers of attacks. I'm still rating the Black Templars higher for Assaulty Space Marines, but that's because rerolls to charge are phenomenal. Love this relic as well. They've shown off a relic for Librarian Dreadnoughts. It adds 6 inches to the range of psychic powers that manifest from the Sanguinian discipline, and once per turn, when you test to deny the when a psychic test or deny the witch test is taken from this model, you can re-roll one of the dice. That, combined with command point re-rolls, means that you're almost guaranteeing potential casts. It's a really powerful one, and to add 6 inches to the range of powers is always good. I mean, depends on the power obviously, but normally it's going to be enough. 6 inches is normally enough to make 18-inch range powers 24 inches, so you're going to be able to hit most stuff when you move off the first turn, and the 12-inch powers become 18-inch powers. It makes a bit of a difference. Beyond that, yes, this is it. So this is one of their litanies. So when you come around to an army that's already got an absolute shit ton of attacks, I mean, we are talking potentially sort of 4, 5, 6 attacks per model, even higher for some. Things like Mephiston will be through the roof. Every unmodified roll of 6 changes the armor penetration characteristic to -4. So your assault marines, your Blood Angels assault marines with chainswords have just charged into my normal Space Marines or normal Primaris Marines or anything without an invulnerable save, and every 6 for that wound roll is going to wound me, and then it's going to become -4. I play Gene Stealers. Anything with this exploding rend is awesome against so many things. It's only stuff with high invuns that are gonna survive this. So yeah, awesome set of rules. In fact, having had my arse handed to me at a tournament by Blood Angels recently, they got even better. Right, moving on very quickly. In fact, I am probably gonna skim very fast through this because I haven't had a real chance to going over all of the details, and I will be getting Blood of Baal when it comes out. I've already put my pre-order in for it. It does look like the Tyranids have got some very nice additional rules, lots of additional layers. So we've got the adaptions. The ability to give Hive Fleets a set of rules. I think this is going to work like the Space Marine chapter tactics for for chapters that don't really adhere to their original Legions rules. This one is with a unit. When a unit with this adaptation advances, you can re-roll the advance roll. Always nice. When a model with this adaptation loses a wound as a result of Overwatch, roll a d6 on a 4+, that wound is not lost. So, nice big blob of Hormagaunts, even small blobs of Hormagaunts that you're using just to pin down enemy models. So now 50-50 of the ones that get hit by Overwatch, especially with some of those really nice Overwatchers out there, like, Iron Hands with Chapter Master rerolls. Now, re-rolling that charge roll, so they're getting higher chance of guaranteeing their charge, and they're getting a higher chance that more of them will make it into combat. That is lovely and horrible at the same time. I needed to add this one in because everyone thinks that mine are Hive Fleet Leviathan because of the way I painted them, which means I get stuck with all the crummy rules. Oh look, if you manifest... so you manifest this power in your next psychic phase, Synapsis range for friendly Leviathan units is 18 instead of 12. Thank you, Games Workshop. You've given me pseudo Feel No Pain on my 3rd army, and now this. So last time when they brought the Codex out, I got Feel No Pain on another army, being a Death Guard and Iron Hands player. I don't need more Feel No Pain armies. I want to play a slightly different method. Now Synapsis range. Well, I always make sure I have enough stuff with Synapsis on it. So, but thanks Games Workshop. Stratagems. I'm just going to skim through this now because I'm running out of time and there's so many bits. Dynamic Camouflage. All good and fair that you end up with a +2 to your saving throw and then you play against Imperial Fists and you get no saving throw. Okay, yes. Best surprise of the week. The Sabre. So this is the Sabre Strike tank, which is a new Forge World model that they've hidden from us, which I'm assuming they managed to hide it from us because it's tiny, not that some people agree with me on the size of this tank. I think it's tiny, but I've had the argument that it's about the same size as Sakaran. I don't think it is. We'll find out soon enough when they actually bring them all out. But yeah, that was a nice little surprise from Forge World. Obviously, it's up on pre-order now. It comes with all of the top weapons, of which there are 4. I'm guessing that looks like a heavy flamer, a multi-melter, a heavy bolter, and one of the various Volkites. Looks like it. I don't know whether they were fixed, but it looks like it could be up to 4 hunter-killer missiles. So, haha, surprise, tank, hunter-killer missiles. Yeah, the main guns. You've got an autocannon. You've got. It looks like a baby version of the neutron laser. That's it. Or a baby version of the Forge World neutron laser, not the neutron laser for the AdMech in 40k. And then another Volkite one, because more shots, more exploding shots, awesome dead models, great. But yeah, they all look fantastic. I'm not a big fan of the Sakaran, not with the turrets. I like the Venator because it's got the sort of like rolling fixed cannon look to it, and these have that same rolling fixed cannon look to them, which I quite like. So yeah, I love these. If I had enough money, I would get loads of them. At this rate, I probably might get a few in the future. So yeah, moving on from that. Right, so this was the open day picture, but it's actually on pre-order already. So for Imperialis, we have a Grot Bomber. I love this model. Every time they bring out stuff for Imperialis, especially all the stuff, it makes me really want to get into it. But again, I am investing in far too many systems at the moment, so I have to hold back. But look, giddy little grot in a little bomb. This is fantastic, and it's a multi-part kit, so you can make lots of different style grots in little bombs. It's just Games Workshop's attention to kit detail is phenomenal right now. Right, this is the bit of the pre-order that I'm really excited for. We have Slaves of Darkness finally getting a rules update for Age of Sigmar. I have some. In fact, I'll stop very quickly to mention the 2 tournaments. So we have Seize the Initiative, which is Birchington in Kent, which is run by Christopher from Devil's Bus Gaming and Bobby Halls. They run that tournament. They're running another one in January. I'll make sure I put in the link to the tournament pages in the description. And you also have the Kent Wargaming tournament doing their first Age of Sigmar tournament. So it's an Age of Sigmar 40k day. I will be going for the Age of Sigmar. Probably taking Slaves of Darkness if I have time to sort my Slaves of Darkness out. And that one, I believe, is January. I think it's about January 18th. But again, all the details will be in the description. So, Slaves of Darkness, we have the new Start Collecting box set coming out. Again, 10 Chaos Warriors, the new Chaos Lord, who looks awesome. I will probably be buying him separately because I have enough Chaos Warriors and Knights as it is, and the 5 Chaos Knights, who all look fantastic. I need to do something about these picture sizes today. I think the pictures are a bit smaller than normal because of the lovely, lovely big pictures from the Games Workshop media team. But yeah, the really, really awesome thing, they have said in the news today that the Warcry gangs, or yeah, I'm not entirely sure what they're called. I do apologise to people who are talking in chat. Once again, I can see that chat is actually updating on the video, but it's not actually updating to my right, which is the bit where I would be reading it. In fact, I can't even see the names in that section. Let me close the chat down. It will make my screen slightly bigger. I might be able to read who's talking. Yes, yeah, yes, Rob. I really like that Lord. Yeah, I'm going to have to really resist getting two of them to kit bash one of them. But yeah, so battle line, or your basic troops in the Slaves of Darkness army can actually be made up from the Warcry gangs. And Games Workshop is bringing out 6 boxes which are doubled versions of the Warcry gangs. So if you already have a Warcry gang, for one of these, get one of these boxes to add to it, and then you'll have somewhere between, I think it's 24 and 30 miniatures, which you can add to your Age of Sigmar Slave of the Darkness army. You know, get that, start collecting box set, and you actually have an army, which is fantastic. And look at these gangs. I wouldn't know which one to get for Warcry. I love them all too much. I think it's the same thing as before, though. I'll probably get one of the monsters and run a monster list instead, just because, you know, 2 Iron Golems. Yes, 2 Iron Golems. We'll go back to that one. Where is the Iron Golem one? Yeah, so you've got 2 Iron Golems in that, and if you already have the Iron Golem box set, you will then have 3 Iron Golems. Don't know how they fit into an Age of Sigmar army, but I'm sure the Slave of Darkness book will show us. Okay, and then the Endless Spells. It looks like we've got a nice little barrier there, and some, what I assume to be damagey spells, which is excellent, because we like damagey spells. Some new train kits. It's meant to be sort of parts of a temple that have been smashed to pieces. Nice little bell on some stairs there. You know, if you've already got some of that kit, it would be an addition, a nice little addition to it. And it's Age of Sigmar, you don't really need massive amounts of terrain. Nice couple of bits of line of sight blocking, maybe a couple of places that are large enough to have a cover save. For anyone who doesn't know, Age of Sigmar, you have to have the entire unit inside cover, and the game leans towards having quite large units, so it's quite hard to get a 30-man blob of playbearers in cover. Now that I've said that, I can see why, because it would be horrible to try and remove 30 playbearers from cover. So, yep, we've got a Warcry Tome of Champions, again, collection of all the rules so far. I believe it didn't put it down as a annual, but I'm guessing for all intents and purposes it probably is one. Same with Blackstone Fortress. They've got the annual out now for 2019, or on pre-order for next week. Looks like it has, having read through it, it looks like it has all the retinue rules, a couple of extra bits of mission. You know, it's the same as all these annuals. They basically try to compile all the rules that have come out during the year. Then we have Blood Bowl, which I will go through very quickly. We've got the ogres, a few more models there. I really like these two. In fact, I like the little gobbo as well. Again, as me and Warcast Bear have been saying, with all of the ogre stuff that's come out recently, I think it's fantastic to see that they've kept the real feel of the main ogre box set. You know, you've still got lots of those hand knives. I can't think what you call them now. I'm sure someone who will have had one in some version of, well, not D&D, but oh, actually, I think some of the Baldur's Gate. I think they might have been in Baldur's Gate. Someone will tell me what they're called at some point. But yeah, they've got those. They've still got the metal belly cover with the jaws on it. It's really nice to see that they've actually kept all of that look going through with them. Apart from that, there was a load of additional Blood Bowl stuff, but I knew I couldn't add it all in because we're already at hard past, and I have Lord of the Rings stuff to mention, which, of course, if Warcast Bear was here, I would be stepping aside to his expertise. In fact, looks like I have missed one of the most important pictures off. Hey, technical difficulties. So we've got the War in Rohan book. Actually has Wormtongue and Saruman models, which are really nice, but I've left the picture off. But that's not the biggest news, so it's fine. The best bit of this release is they have Rohan houses, and these kits are, look at that. Can you imagine playing Lord of the Rings, you know, with a table with a little village made of those, and palisade and tower kits. I mean, my god, this is going to be fantastic. I mean, we are basically going to have to stop me and Warcast Bear building an entire village. You know, it wouldn't be anything else. Wouldn't bother with any fields. It would be a whole thing of palisades right around the table. There wouldn't be any force. There wouldn't be any room for my evil army to come on the table. You know, it would just, but it would look awesome. That, I believe, is the last of my slides. And like I said, oh wait, no, there is one more thing. We have, of course, we have more dice. Still no Salamander's dice. I wonder why. Well, let's see. I've managed to keep this to roughly half an hour. I'm gonna turn off roughly on time. What is this? So, if you're watching this on YouTube, twitch.tv/Warcast_gaming is probably the best place to watch our weekly show every Sunday at 9 PM. Normally it's me and Warcast Bear, which would be slightly more entertaining because he normally rolls his eyes whenever I say something stupid. He also, you know, manages to get a word in edgeways occasionally. So yeah, we got that. When you're on there, you get to participate in the polls, which is a point. I shall cancel. I will finish the poll. If it loads, polls. Right, so a couple of seconds left. If anyone hasn't voted in it, do you like the Outback flyer? Exclamation mark vote space yes. Exclamation mark vote space no. I will. Yeah, I think everyone who's going to vote has voted anyway. We will complete that, and that will go into the chat. So 75% of people voted no. They didn't like the Ornithopter. Like, no, it's awesome. But you know, you guys win. I'll just buy one and burn one for the YouTube. Is that what people want? They want me to burn some models. Yeah. So. If you're on Twitch, you can participate in the polls and the chat goes up on the screen, whereas on YouTube, chat doesn't go on screen and you can't participate in polls. So, better to watch us on here. However, on YouTube we have other videos and these always go up on Twitch and YouTube, but Twitch only lets us keep them up for a month, whereas YouTube will keep them forever. Not that you really need to watch a news video a couple of months too late, but you know, you might just enjoy hearing me ramble on and on about something that's, you know, completely out of date. Apart from that, news can be found on warcast.com warcast.com. Well, you know, we might get a website, but for the time being, facebook.com/warcastgaming and instagram.com/warcast_gaming. All of this stuff is directly below us on this bar here. And again, if you're following us on Twitch, come and join us on YouTube to see the other stuff that we stick up on there. Again, you need a relatively high number of subscribers on YouTube, so we don't have that yet, so just search for Warcast Gaming on YouTube. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, we will see you next time for more fun and games.